what we're going to do is we're going to take you for a nice little look around Brooke Lake. I ain't seen the place either, so we'll do it together. 27.5 pound. Brooke Lake Common, first fish. There was nothing else I needed to do apart from put adjustable zig out, 3 foot under the surface, and an hour later we have our first zig caught Brooke Lake carp. Yeah, so much faith in me. Let's go. Yo, watcher. So, me again, and this is the start of Carp Chapters, episode 3. Thanks for everyone who liked Carp Chapters episode 2. Loads of nice comments. Really appreciate it. Really do. So, basically, me and Widget, he's in the background there sorting his camera stuff out. We're actually at, here we go, I'll just do this so you can see. We're actually at my Norfolk Syndicate, but we're not actually filming Carp Chapters. No, we're filming a product spotlight for a set of cord stow indicators. That's the job today, but while I was here, I thought, might as well ping some rods out. So got some rods out on the spot, so I usually fish, not really expecting to get a bite, but while we're messing around with the indicators, I actually got a bite. So it was quite funny. There's me going, Widget, I've got a bite, get me mic'd up. So he's in the background there, and he ran off, got me mic'd up, trying to dress me with a mic while I'm playing a carp. All hell to break loose, it's all carnage. And then I do a little talking bit to camera saying, hi, yeah, we're down, blah, 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 blah. Net the fish, do it all. And he turns around afterwards and went, sorry, mate, there's no audio. Why was there no audio?
I don't know, mate. It was on.
Yeah, I think within all the haste and all the rush, he's mic'd me up, done his job, filmed it, but didn't turn the mic on. So that's not good, but I'm gonna play the footage anyway because I'm pretty sure what I said went like this. Well, believe it or not, I have Widget here, who's got his new Kermit the Frog wellies on, and I've got other fish on as well, which is really handy because I like playing carpies. More importantly, I have a highly trained videographer here with me who will get the audio and visual of this fish playing bob on, which is really good because it's hard filming Carp Chapters on your own. But here with Widget, I can get it perfect. Let me grab my net, hang on a second. So I have all faith that Widget has got this visual and the audio perfect. I just scooped this fish in. Oh. Excuse the fart, I was stretching to land that fish. What have we got in here? Bream, happy days. Well, I'm definitely going to weigh it because a fish in March is a fish in March, but I think it's quite big. I think it's probably, I don't know, getting up for high 20s, 26, 27 maybe, but what'll turn out for the book say, would you? I mean...
Would you call it a pub chat?
No, it was an educated pub chat. It was wrapped out and put on a spot, but zero bait, just a single, pumped out there on a spot, which actually was a spot that caught me the last fish in episode 2 of the vlog. So,
To be fair, I will give you that. You did wrap it.
24 wraps. I told everyone, 24 wraps. Yeah, so everyone knows the spot anyway. So anyway, let me just zero this and then we will get it out and we will have a look. Happy days. Right, zeroed. Let's get out, have a look. Right, I'm saying up to 20s. That's what I'm saying. What do you say, mate? What do you reckon? 24? Bigger than that.
Is it?
Hang on, come round, have a look. I'd have said it's just shy, well, 28, 12, something like that. It's nearly 29. 28.10.
I thought you were lying.
28.10. Ah, happy days. That'll do, won't it? God, I'm a bit hot and flustered, to be fair. Should take this jacket off, it's going to reek of carp, but How does he look? What does he look like, Widget? Happy day. So yeah, 28.10 I think we've settled down on, and that's not a bad way of doing an Angling Direct product spotlight. What do you reckon? Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't even go out and try and film carp chapters and just go out and just do product spotlights, put the rods out. And I remember putting them rods out and you saying, "I wouldn't bother, mate."
I said, "Wouldn't bother." Yeah.
Don't bother, mate. You're not going to catch anything.
Let me cast it. I've got more to
Yeah, yeah. So much faith in me. But there you go. He's quite cool. Sort of like a leathery flanked mirror. Happy days. It's like beginning of March, so I ain't complaining of that any time of the year. Yep. How you getting on? So yeah, as you've seen, the van is loaded, and turn that down. First trip to Carthagena. So yeah, looking forward to this. First stop I think Tesco's, then the 2-odd hour drive to Cartha, pick up the key from Jo, that's Jerry's wife, have a good look round, see what we can see, and get fishing. So yeah, we'll pick this up when I get there. Let's go. Right, so we are here. It's now 26 minutes past 2, just over 2 hours to get here, so that's pretty good going. What we're going to do is we're going to take you and the water container for a nice little look around Brooke Lake. I ain't seen the place either, so we'll do it together. And if I find a swim I like the look of, or find some fish, we'll drop the water container in the swim and get to it. But first things first, let's go and have a look. Well, here we have it. So I've passed a couple of swims, passed an angler. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? As you can see behind me, I guess this is sort of the main body of the lake, because it's split into sort of two halves by sort of these reeds beside me here. It's sort of split into two lakes, even though it's one lake obviously. But this swim looks out probably the main body of the lake. So I'm going to sit here for a little while, see what I can see. It's quite a small lake. I guess it's quite tricky. I've fished small lakes in my time before, really tricky ones, because the problem with small lakes is obviously they're not going to get away from the pressure. You've always got good quality anglers fishing for them all the time. They can't get away from them. Unlike sort of my other syndicate, which is like sort of mid 20 acres, they are easier to catch when you're on them. It's just you got to be on them. This sort of place, these small places, you're never too far away from them, but they're harder to catch because they've seen so much pressure by so many decent anglers over the time, and these fish are old as well. So yeah, I should imagine it's fairly tricky. So I'm going to carry on looking, see what we can see, and we'll pick this up in a little while. So here we go, this is the other side of the lake. Thought I'd sort of show you from up on top of this bank. See what I see. So you've got these stagings, I don't know if I'm pointing in the right direction, that that jut out into the lake. You can actually fish off those. There's 2 pegs on those, which is pretty cool. And obviously this is the other side here, which is off the wind. It's all new, isn't it? It's all new. Look at these for some swims, hey? On the jetties. Jetty 1, Jetty 2. Swim names. Yes. So I've been and got the barrow and I've dropped it off in jetty number 2. Yep, this is where I'm going to start off for the first day at least, because let me show you. Behind me you've got all that open water, the reeds just to the left, and also I've got a little bit of snaggage to the right there. Obviously I wouldn't dare going right in there, but there's an option with fish coming in and out of there. It's always a good option, but I actually fancy this open water because I'm going to fish a couple of zigs. That's the plan of action anyway. Got stage stands, which is good, and I've also got, thought this ahead, my friend David warned me that I could be setting up on these jetties, and obviously normal pegs ain't going to hold your brolly down on here, so I've got those little mini pegs that screw in and hold your brolly in place, so I can fish here. So that's the plan. Get some zigs out, get a brolly up, and we'll see you in a little while. House is all up, rods are out, and as I keep mentioning, got 2 zigs out. I think that's probably the best bet for me for the first night, because as I keep mentioning, I know nothing about the place. All I know is it's quite weedy, there's quite a lot of pads, and even just having led around earlier, I was bringing in loads and loads of silkweed, and sometimes I'd get a drop, sometimes I'd get nothing, and it's quite early on, so I know it's going to be really weedy. I'm basically fishing zigs because I don't want to thrash the place to a foam for everyone else. I can listen in the night. Main reason why I'm on this swim because I've got lake there and lake there and there. Like, I'm right in the middle of the lake. I can hear anything that goes on. If the carp will give me any idea where they want to feed, and if they are ripping the bottom up somewhere out there at first light, I can either make a mental note of that, explore that with a little bit of a marker lead in the daytime, and if I feel like I've got a better chance of catching on the deck there on the second night, then I put a bottom bait out, or you know, or a hingy or whatever on said rod. But now, for the time being, I'm just scouting the place out. Right, morning all. So, update for you. I've woken up to the Hunger Games killer fog. If you've seen episode 2, you know my deal on fog. It does no good for carp fishing. Stranger things have happened, but yeah, in my experience, the fog kills it. But last night, as the day was coming to an end, I was fishing 2 zigs, as you know. But there's a reed bed to the left of the swim, and it runs all the way from this stadium in the middle of the lake out to the other side of the lake. And to be fair, I was watching it and I saw the reeds knocking, and obviously the reeds are going to be about sort of 3.5 foot deep, and I saw the reeds knocking, and then just off the reeds there was a little pinprick bubbles, and I saw a bit of activity on the bottom, probably half a rod length off these reeds, and that was enough for me to wind in one of my zigs and put a little naked choddy and ping it out to the zone. And just a 1.5 ounce lead. I wanted to go with a choddy because I didn't know the lake bed, so I put a little choddy out there, probably 8 to 10 boilies over the top, and then that was fishing. I went to sleep, or got into the bag confident, and at about 11 p.m.
a fish actually showed over the top of it, and then another one probably just after midnight as well in the same zone. So yeah, really confident that there was fish in that zone, but nothing to report this morning, so I don't really know what I expected on my first night at Carthagena.
Will they come back? I'm thinking of the past. It's frozen in the ice.
So I've been for a walk around the complex. I've went and filled up my water bucket. It's about 3 o'clock now, so I get them out nice and early, not to make too much disturbance, but I'd be a silly Billy if I didn't move on the 2 fish I've just seen show on the other side of the lake. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to pack the brolly up, get the rods down, abandon spots here. I'm going to go over to that side of the lake. I'm going to put some naked chods on, and I'm going to cast to the show and fish. And I think that is all I can do for the last night of this trip to try and save a blank on my first trip to Carthagena. So I'm going to do that. I'll catch you in a little while when I'm around there.
You were here when I needed you. You found me in eternity and brought me back.
Hiss at me. Yeah. Got beef. Right, done. Let's go. Right, let's push this bad boy back. Ooh, that's it. Goddamn thing. Don't crash. We are through. Let's get out of here. Well, we are here in said swim, and I've seen 2 carp since I've been here. So one just out here, where I originally saw 2 when I was over there, and I saw a little baby one jump out just out there, and I put a lead on it straight away because it left some bubbles. First cast, bang, straight down, really deep though, but I got the wraps for that. It was worth 1 cast just to get the wraps where that fish showed. So I've currently got 1 rod fishing, which is a choddy put on the fish in that little bay, only a tiny little chuck, and I'm sort of just sorting out this pigsty of a home. Not only is it a mess, but the ground a bit like a pigsty as well. Had a bit of rain, didn't we? So yeah, I'm going to carry on getting this ready before I put the other rod out, because I'm unsure to put it where I just saw that fish show, really deep. We'll put it out in this bay where I've seen quite a few, and a nice black one jump. So I'll make that decision after I've set the home up. Both rods are now at, well, not just at, they're at. I have my chair and a nice cup of tea waiting for me to sit down and just watch the evening roll away. I think the move was a good move. I have seen another carp. All I've got to do now is cross all fingers and toes and hope I wake up to a silk pig churner early hours of the morning. Wish me luck. Are you telling me those rods don't look good? If they ain't matching, you know you ain't catching. So I am currently fishing at Huntington Racecourse Lakes, and I'm not alone. I've got Widget there, I've got Mander and Phil just down the bank. I've even got the boss. He's over there on the other side. He's even fishing. So yeah, we've got a work trip, we've got a few things to film, and we're doing a Facebook Live later tonight. So lots of bits and bobs to do, but there's some cool fishing here. So I thought I'd update you just in case we get amongst a few. Because last time we spoke, I was at Carthagena. I didn't catch, but I learned a little bit. And to be fair, I have got a couple of nights the end of this week. What day are we today? We are Tuesday. We go home from here tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Friday night and Saturday night I am fishing either at Carthagena or at my Norfolk Syndicate. So I don't know, 2 minds where to go. My Norfolk Syndicate's not been open a bit, so it'd be nice to get down there. It's not going to be busy on the weekend as well, so I don't know. I'll keep you posted. You'll either find out, because after this trip we'll pick this up at the weekend and you'll see where I am. You'll see where I am. So that sneaky little workfish came out on a zig. I've been fishing the bottom all night. So I'm showing out in the middle of the pond in like 30 odd foot of water. So put an adjustable zig, and this is what I call it on. A little bit of black foam topped with a dendrobina. Absolute dynamite. And it was caught adjustable zig. There we go. That little that big anti-tangle sleeve there doesn't really stop tangles on this, because you put a nugget on the float there and cast out. But what that does do is a little aerial, but when you pop that up to the top, that sticks out and you can see this black silhouette of the anti-tangle sleeve on the surface, so you can see it, because I'm fishing quite far away out. I'm fishing sort of 80 yards out in the middle of the pond, and that little sight aerial knows when I'm on, tells me when I'm on the surface. So yeah, I'll get foam on there, hook it all up and get it out now. See if we can catch another one before we go home. There we go, foam stuck to the float, zig popped into there. Should stop any tangles. Now, it's not every day that you see a terrapin, turtle. It's not a tortoise. I know they live on land. It's either a turtle or a terrapin. I ain't got a clue which. If you know, by the way, if you, some of you geeky people out there, write it in the comments below, because educate me. I can't tell you. But all I do know, he's hard as nails, because he's taking the piss out of that Canadian goose. There's eggs in that nest, and he's just sat next to it, and there's a Canadian goose just not even kicking off. But if I went, I don't know, 3 meters near him, it'd go straight for my jugular. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe that terrapin is like teenage ninja mutant, whatever they're called, turtles. Yeah, that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't pester him, because he's Donatello or whatever he's called. There you go. Anyway, less of the tomfoolery. Currently back on Brooke Lake. You can't tell because I'm in the little brolly, but I'm on Brooke Lake and I've got both rods out. Yeah, it's currently the 14th of April, 6 o'clock. I don't know if I've told you that yet or not. And I'm having a go again. So I decided not to go back to my Norfolk Syndicate. I decided to come here because I just really want to catch one of these fish. Obviously I didn't catch one last time. I'm in the same swim I actually finished off in last time, because it's quite busy. I can actually see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 people on. It's not very big, so yeah, it's quite busy. But I don't care. I think I'm in a good zone. I've seen some fish swimming around on top out here already. So I've picked this zone, put a few spombs out, rigs are out. I'll keep you updated. Yeah, you got it. Chicken wraps tonight and a cheeky sole. Say goodbye to that lot, because that will be gone in a little while. So it's 5 AM and at 4:30 I had my first Brooke Lake take from a carp, and yeah, suffered a hook pull, didn't I? Left hand rod picked up, hooped over, taken line, got to the rod, picked it up, fish started kiting right, then started taking line and then just within probably, I don't know, 5 seconds of it taking line, hook pull. I don't know if it just unhooked itself in the weed. The lead didn't come off, should have done. I don't know. Gutted. I am actually gutted. Don't know what to say really. Carnage in the swim, but things haven't been easy for me this morning after losing that one. I have got one, but look, it took up my other rod, got weeded up, but there's a fish. My first Brooke Lake fish. It's a bit of a wrong un. It's got a big old pop rib, but do you know what? I'm off the mark. I don't give a shit. I had to hand line that in. I couldn't reel it in, it was just thick with this stuff all around it. The line, it is absolutely that one is, well, it's all unhooked, fish is just in there. So yeah, sort this train wreck out, and then we'll have a look at the fish. Happy days. I'll kneel on that, stop me getting so dirty. Yeah, that's definitely the same one you had, because he's got the scar on the back there. No, he is a funny character. Calm yourself down, buddy. Whoa. Just give him a quick weigh, see what he weighs. A little bit less than when you had it. 27.8. Well, after this morning's lost fish, I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty gutted, but even though this one is a bit of a funny shape, it's got this sort of popped rib here, I don't care because I've got one. Yeah, my first Brooke Lake carp isn't the best looking one, but honestly, I don't care because I was literally gutted 2 hours ago and now I am over the moon, really. So, hang on, calm down. Just let him calm down for a bit. we'll show you the best. I'll show you the best side, I reckon. There you go. Bit hard to hold, to be fair, but yeah, 27.5 pound. Brooke Lake Common, first fish. Bit of a weird one, but as I say, after a lost fish earlier this morning, I can't be more happier. Tell you what, I will show you the other side. We'll call him a character fish. I'll show you. I feel a bit bad laying him on that side. There you go, look at that. It's going to flip. Right, let's get him back. I've got a night tonight as well, so fingers crossed we can carry on catching. I currently only have one rod fishing. I literally just pinged out a little hingy onto the spot just in case there are any more fish there willing to have another graze. But yeah, the time is now 8:48. Feels like I've been up most of the day. Well, I have been up since 4:30 when I had that first take and lost it, as you know. I've still got a rod here popped up against the bivvy. I had to chop both lines because of the absolute carnage that was landing that funny Z-shaped common, because I had weed on the line, which I sunk the line out to spot. The weed on the line, as the fish kited over, that silkweed picked up the other rod, entwined itself, and then when I was playing the fish, I was not only playing a ball of weed which is attached to another rod which was out in the middle of the drink, I couldn't actually bring the fish close enough to net it, so I just had to walk backwards and keep pumping the fish towards me while thinking this is definitely going to come off, because the fish I had prior fell off, so your confidence is a little bit on the low. But he was nailed, to be fair. Got him in the net, and then I just had to chop all the lines and hand lined in the other rod, and it was, yeah, complete carnage. But who cares? I've caught a fish and I am so happy to just be off the mark. That is the most important thing really when you join a new syndicate or go to a new lake, is just getting off the mark. The first fish is the hardest fish. Yeah, hopefully we'll get another one tonight. I don't feel like the spot I'm fishing is a spot which is going to do bites throughout the day. I said straight away, my friend David is fishing over there. I was talking to him earlier, and yesterday I should say, and I said my best chance is definitely early hours in the morning, first light, yeah, and 2 bites. So yeah, I'm going to swap over to zigs throughout the day because it's going to be Scorchio today. So I'm going to have a couple of zigs out for the day, and then as of 5:30, 6 o'clock tonight, I'll put them back out on the bottom over there. A few more spoms like it did last night, and hopefully tomorrow morning we can have a rerun of this morning, but landing all hooked fish. Well, as you can see, it's pretty damn bake off out there now. It's mid-morning, so I'm now going to go for zigs, and as you can see, I'm going back for the old worm zig. They do the trick. So out there somewhere, there is a sort of like lily bed which isn't grown up yet. It's 5.5 foot on top of it, and I spooked a carp off the top of that bar yesterday. So I'm going to put a 2.5 foot zig. Oh, it's gone. It's here. Ah, bugger. I'm going to put that 2.5 foot zig out on top of that bar and leave it there for the day. I'm going to put an adjustable zig out there in the open where it's like a 11 foot deep, and sort of work it around throughout the day. But that one over there I'll just leave sort of mid water on top of that bar, I think that's a good idea. Seriously, it's been one of those mornings today. Losing the fish, low, catching one, high. Sitting in the bivvy, trying to get, or brolly, get away from this sun, and a goose flies in to scare another goose or a swan or something away from the nest. And because I'm fishing zigs with tight clutch and bowstring tight lines into the lake, obviously wipes out both rods, pulls the whole setup over, including ripping out the stage stand for the front two buzz bars, which is right on the edge of the stage, by the way. They then fall 3 foot to the bottom of the lake. Seriously? How long have I had those fox alarms? This is my second trip. Oh my god, if they carry on working after that, I'll be amazed. They're working at the moment. I don't know how. They must be fairly waterproof. I only got them back because the ball clips on the bobbins are really tight and the line was still attached to one of them, and I pulled them up on the ball clip on the line. Seriously? This owes me a big un tonight. Big un. Right, the rods are out, the lines are tram lining out to a spot, 2 rods on one spot. Yeah, took me a couple of casts with the old bags, but they have to be perfect. All the spawns were pretty good, bar one maybe. But yeah, I feel quite hopeful that we'll have a rerun of the bites this morning. It's been a similar sort of day, real hot, fish have been cruising around on top, and there's a lovely baited zone out there, 2 solid bags on, waiting for a Brooke Lake carp to hopefully make a mistake. I reckon it'll probably be early hours of morning again. It's probably going to be about bite time. So yeah, all my limbs are crossed. We get some tea on, and we'll catch up hopefully in the morning with another Brooke Lake carp. Right, so this session has come to an end, but don't worry, in 10 seconds time you're going to pick this back up when I return in 2 weeks time. So that's the plan. I'm going to come back in 2 weeks time and try and catch another Brooke Lake carp. So this session, that's been a bit of a roller coaster of emotions, hasn't it? You know, losing the fish, bit of a low, catching one mega high, getting a 2-rod wipeout by a goose and knocking the RX pluses into the drink, definite low. But credit where credit's due, both RX Pluses are working absolutely fine. So when Fox say they are weatherproof sealed cases, they are. I'm not sponsored by Fox, by the way, so there you go. That is an honest review where the Fox RX Pluses went swimming and survived. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to pack up now. The barrow is loaded, the rods are still out currently, but I'm going to whip those in now, and then got a 2-hour journey home. So we'll see you in about 5 seconds time when I'm back down. Right, bait choice, really simple for me, nothing too complicated. CC Moore Pacific tuna. I have already soaked this, let me see if I can get focus, in some Minamino a couple of days ago. I stick it on while it's frozen, and that way it draws all that Minamino liquid in. It goes like paste, really. It's absolutely mega. But that's all now basically sucked that goodness in. I stick it through the crusher, we'll crush it up, and then we'll add a few more bits. Right, stage 1, crumbing complete. What happens, because that bait has taken on all that liquid, it's now just basically like one big paste ball. Happy days. Stage 1 done. Stage 2, put that in there. Pellet added. That's it really, I don't really do anything else. The only thing I'll do is I will, before I sort of spot it out, I'll separate what I want to spot out on that particular time and add a little bit of water to the mix, just so it keeps a bit of dampness, because that pellet will dry out a bit, and obviously just over time that boilie will dry out, but all that goodness is still in there from that liquid. But I want it to go out like this in the spawn, so it sinks down to the spot, and then it will just, I don't know what you want to call it, it will just break down on the bottom and leave a lovely carpet of goodness. Sweet corn would be another good mix. You wouldn't add that now though, you'd add that just before you spot it out, because that will dry out and float and just be no good. But I'm not going to add sweet corn to this before I spot it out, because the coots are an absolute ball ache at the moment and they just keep diving down on the spot, so I don't really want to be putting any sort of high vis yellow beacons for them to hone in on, so that's what I'm going with, and it worked last time, that will work every time. Couple of solid bags, all they need to do is go out there on the spot, first cast hopefully, and then I'll break the old spawn rod out, get some bait out. But yeah, look at those beauties. Right, I kind of try and keep this short and sweet. I'm currently at Carthagena Brooke Lake. It is the 1st of May. Currently 4:35, just done the 2-hour journey here. That was pretty good, no traffic, happy days. So there is 5 of us on currently. My friends David and Jason have just done the 2 nights prior. It's Sunday today. They did Friday night, Saturday night. There was 8 on Friday night, 9 on Saturday night. Nothing was caught on the lake, and it's been fishing absolutely terrible. I spoke to the bailiff who's fishing opposite me. He said it's been fishing very bad, but I think that's a good thing, because I'd rather come to a lake that's been fishing bad for the last week and nothing's really been caught, because those fish will change, you know, and they could come on the feed. Well, they will come on the feed sooner or later, and I'd rather come to a lake that's been fishing bad and they come on the feed while I'm fishing. I've got 2 nights possibly free, so that's decent. Yeah, much rather that than come to a lake that's been absolutely clubbed for the last week. Definitely. So hopefully that's what will happen. I've got 2 solid bags currently fishing on a little spot surrounded by silkweed. It's not far out, just big enough for two bags on it. There's no bait yet. I'm just going to wait until just before it gets a little bit dark, and I'll put some bait out, 2 fresh bags, and we'll go from there. So I'll keep you posted. Yeah, see you in a bit. Well, morning. It's currently about 10:30. The morning has come and gone and nothing to report on the fish front. I was up super early as well, about 3:30, listening to them all crash in those reeds that sort of divide the two lakes. So I'm gonna have a move, that is for sure. Peg 4 is free. I've just reeled in the rods and I've gone and had a little look. So I think what I'm going to do is pack everything up, head round to peg 4, and I'll fish there for the night, but I don't think I'm going to fish there for the day. I think I'm going to take a couple of, I'm going to set the home up, everything in peg 4, and then I'm going to take 2 rods. I'm going to sneak round to, I think it's peg 1, I think that's what it's called, and I'm going to fish just singles in those reeds where the fish were crashing all morning. They were crashing from about 3:30 all the way up until about 5, and as it started to get light, then they stopped. Yeah, I haven't really seen much else apart from that, so yeah, pack up time. We'll see you in a little while when I'm around there. There we go. That didn't take long. Yeah, I'm currently standing in peg 4. This is her in all her glory. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'll be fishing 2 rods out that sort of way with a load of spod mix over the top, because I saw several carp show just there this morning. I had a little flick with a lead. It's just real light silkweed, so I'm happy fishing on that. That's perfect. But as I said, I'm going to take a couple of rods, a few bits, go and sit in peg 1 for a few hours, and hopefully try and winkle one out of the jungle, the reeds. So wish me luck. Well, there we go. Both rods are aired, and I'm going to sit here for probably the day. Head back to the swim a little bit later on. Enough is enough. I'm sat in the reeds, feeling fairly confident, had fish showing on me, but I've seen more fish back where I put the brolly, where I'm going to do the night. I've seen probably 12-15 shows out in sort of deep water, sort of very ziggy sort of shows, you know, the ones. See that? Yeah, shows exactly like that. So ziggy sort of shows where they're coming up, sort of taking a hatch, not the ones where they're cleaning, but the sort of shows. Couldn't sit there any longer and watch them doing that, so I've got back to the swim, brought everything round, put 2 adjustable zigs out in the zone, and within an hour it's only gone and gone off, and it's only gone and ramped off, and I have myself probably, I don't know, let's have a little look. I would say he was a mid-20 mirror. Yeah. Calm yourself down, old son. So yeah, well chuffed. Persistence. If you're not catching him where you are, you're seeing him somewhere else, just keep on the move. Paid off this time. Steady yourself on. Doesn't look quite as big as I first thought. Woohoo! Nailed. Happy days. Let's get this out of the way. Not as big as I first thought. I'm gonna say 23s possibly. 23.8, 23.9, 23.10, something like that. What I'm going to do is plop him in the water. You need to get someone around to do pictures for you now. So Sean's around the corner. I'll get him. Let me tie this up. Where's the cable? We're all zipped up. That's good. There it is. Just gonna only put him in here until I get Sean round to help with pictures. Happy days. Second Carthagena Brooke Lake carp, mirror this time. A lot better shape than the last one. Character fish, as we said. This one 23.9, plump, short, leathery mirror. As I mentioned a minute ago, the zigs proving the one. With those fish showing out there like that, there was nothing else I needed to do apart from put adjustable zig out 3 foot under the surface, and an hour later we have our first zig caught Brooke Lake carp. Let's get this fella back. We persist with the zigs for another few hours. I guess it's about sort of 5 o'clock now, might even be 5:30, and then we'll get the rods out on the spot, a few spoms over the top, and hopefully in the night, early morning, we'll get rewarded with another carp. Happy days. Cool, I'm seriously hot and bothered now. I've just gone and pestered Sean again for some more PVA nug wires because I'd run out. Schoolboy error. Shouldn't really happen for someone who works for AD, should it? Not really. Thanks, Sean. I'll replace them. Right, next, get the zigs back out. See the one show next to it? Bloody hell. Hopefully that ain't tangled. These things are a pain in the... I've done all I can do. It's pretty dark now. It might not look dark on there because the ISO on this Sony camera is pretty good. It makes it look pretty light when it's actually getting dark. But anyway, less camera talk, more carp talk. Rods are out, they're on a spot. Both on the same spot, which is near some reeds, near some pads, low-lying silkweed, surrounded by dense weed. Loads of spoms, went straight down the hole. Yeah, everything is good. Hopefully the carp guys will reward me with one of the Brooke Lake bangers. Early hours in the morning, that would be nice. It's going to rain tomorrow though, early morning, all the way till about midday, exactly when I'm going to be packing up. Not good, but pretty carpy conditions to be fair. It's really nice now, it's mild. Yeah, it looks good. I'm fairly confident. Yeah. Wish me luck.
It doesn't mean what it used to. All the words on a page of time we shared together.
So it's a very drizzly, damp, moist kind of morning. It's been raining since 4 AM. I had a tench at 3 AM on the left hand rod. I didn't bother putting the rod back out on the spot. I just pinged it out on a zig back to where I caught that zig caught fish yesterday evening, because those two rods on the spot, they're about 2 foot apart, and I didn't want to jeopardize a bite on a rod which is currently fishing. So yeah, that's what I done. Saw loads and loads and loads of fish boshing out at 3, 4 AM in the morning.
Really surprised I didn't catch another one, but there you go, that is fishing. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to leave this now, episode 3. I'm going to call it quits. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember, hit that like button. It really makes a difference. As I keep saying, it's not about fishing. It's about the journey, how I go about my fishing. So if you like it, please hit that like button. So yeah, we'll pick this back up, Carthagena, maybe a bit of Norfolk fishing, and a little trip away with the boys to Elson's Lake in June. So that'll be all on episode 4, and we'll catch up then. See ya!